Beneath these calm waters lies one of the world's most contested and lucrative energy reserves.
This is the front line of Iran's offshore oil production, operating relentlessly despite global pressure.
Anchored deep into the seabed, these structures extract the lifeblood of modern industry.
Only highly trained engineers and roughnecks operate these complex and dangerous floating factories.
Every step on this platform is a calculated move in a high-stakes geopolitical game. At the heart of the platform stands the derrick, the gateway to reservoirs miles below. Heavy machinery lowers the drill string through the ocean depths and into the Earth's crust.
Extracting oil here requires precision, brute force, and heavy engineering to succeed.
Drilling mud is pumped down the hole, cooling the bit and preventing catastrophic blowouts. This specialized fluid stabilizes the well, holding back the immense subterranean pressure from below. The eternal flame of the flare stack is a constant reminder of the volatile pressures beneath. Operators monitor the torque and weight, feeling the resistance of the Earth itself.
It is a synchronized, dangerous ballet of heavy metal and raw manpower on the deck.
Finally, the prize is reached. Millions of years of compressed organic matter brought to the surface.
This raw crude is the engine of economies and the target of severe global sanctions.
But finding the oil is only the first step. Getting it out requires advanced techniques.
The destination, the heavily guarded loading terminals of Kharg Island, the nerve center of infrastructure. It is a highly secure facility, shielding the nation's primary source of revenue from prying eyes. Here, the oil from the offshore rigs makes landfall before being pumped into massive tankers. Millions of barrels are stored here, creating a massive buffer for the global export market. From the tanks, massive pipes lead directly to deep-water loading jetties for the shadow fleet. Crews prepare for the arrival of vessels that officially do not exist in any registry. This is where the shadow fleet begins its covert operation to bypass international sanctions. The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow waterway where 20% of the world's oil passes. It is a highly militarized zone, prone to conflict and intense scrutiny from global powers. To evade tracking, the shadow fleet employs a highly illegal tactic to remain hidden.
They disable their automatic identification system, or AIS, vanishing from global tracking satellites. It becomes a ghost ship, a massive shadow slipping through the night without a trace.
Sailing blind in crowded waters is immensely risky, but necessary to bypass strict sanctions. They must avoid detection by US and allied forces patrolling the region's volatile waters. Having successfully cleared the strait, the vessel heads toward its secret rendezvous point. The destination is not a port, but a specific, isolated coordinate in the open ocean. They wait in international waters, ready for the next phase of the elaborate deception. A second vessel arrives. This is the receiver ship, often flying a flag of convenience. The two massive ships must be lashed together securely to prevent them from crashing.
The rhythmic rolling of these massive hulls puts extreme strain on the transfer hoses, yet the liquid must flow uninterrupted through the churning swells.
Thick transfer hoses are hoisted across the void, connecting the two giants together.
Once locked in, The transfer of sanctioned crude begins under the cover of darkness. Pumps roar to life, pushing millions of gallons of oil per hour into the ship's hold. The sheer volume moving through these pipes is staggering, a testament to clandestine engineering. Slowly, the massive vessel sinks deeper into the water under the immense weight of the cargo. Loading takes hours, sometimes days, depending on the vessel's massive and illegal capacity.
Paperwork is finalized, often using complex corporate structures to hide the true buyer's identity. Fully loaded, the shadow vessel is ready to vanish back into the maritime maze.
The cargo changes hands, and on paper, its original source completely and utterly disappears. The transfer is complete. The crude has been successfully laundered for the global market. The original shadow vessel will return to the Persian Gulf for another illegal load. The receiving vessel now carries the cargo, disguised as oil from another innocent nation.
They reactivate their tracking beacons. To the world, they are now a legitimate vessel. The smuggled oil is now on its way to the global market, undetected. The voyage takes weeks, crossing vast oceans toward energy-hungry nations waiting for fuel. The crew endures brutal conditions to deliver this highly sought-after and illicit commodity. Eventually, they arrive in the busy shipping lanes of East Asia or the Middle East. China remains the primary destination, absorbing the vast majority of this covert crude oil. Other hubs, like the United Arab Emirates, act as intermediate processing and storage zones.
The oil arrives safely, bypassing every sanction and blockade intended to stop its flow.
The cargo is unloaded, feeding directly into massive coastal refineries for final processing. Here, the crude will be boiled, cracked, and transformed into usable energy products. It will become gasoline, diesel, and aviation fuel, powering cities and industries worldwide. This fuel will power transportation networks across the globe, fueled by the shadow trade. And while this cargo is consumed, the process back in the Gulf never stops. The drilling continues. The pumps never sleep. The Phantom Fleet sails on, invisible. A complex web of drilling, smuggling, and trade. This is how the oil really flows.